It's a real pleasure being here with you all. I've got some experience of working in West Cumbria. I've helped to insulate 3,000 homes in West Cumbria and to create jobs and make houses warmer and more affordable to live. And I think we all need a vision for how we want to live in the future. And I'll show some slides in a few minutes, but I've got a few very clear points for you. And that vision that I have is for a cleaner world where we can breathe better. We've got good health. We've got good local jobs. We can live in affordable homes that are cheap to heat, so that nobody has to go through winters and die because they're too cold. But I think it's really important as well that we have really good jobs that we feel proud of and that will be here for now and in the future. And I think whilst we make this change to what they call a low carbon or a renewable and sustainable new world, is that the benefits, and this is really important for my presentation, is that the benefits come to Copeland. The benefits are not just in London and New York and the big multinational companies that operate supermarkets and shipping and airlines, but actually the people in Copeland benefit. And that's why I think that we need certainly three things. And those three things are that we need to power up with renewable energy. We need more renewable energy. We need to power down in terms of the energy we use in our businesses and in our homes. So our homes are better insulated, so we don't need to use so much energy. So we need to reduce the energy we're using. We need to produce more by renewable energies. And I've got another term, and I've said powering together, because I think that it's really important that it's not that the ownership of this change is owned by the people in Copeland and in local areas all around the world. It's not done to you, it's done by with you and done with you. So you have the jobs, you have the benefits of making the change. And that's absolutely, it's absolutely crucial. And one of the things that I've been very fortunate to do is to set up two wholly owned community energy organizations, one in near Kendal and the other in near Killington. They're both in Cumbria. They're entirely owned by the community. The people that put in all of the hydroelectric scheme and in the solar panels on the roof, they're all Cumbrians. So the installers are Cumbrians, the money comes back into the local community, and we reduce the carbon emissions that are really, really important. So we make a business more efficient and effective. So I'm just going to remind you of those things. We need to power up with renewable energy, and I'll show you how. We need to power down with by better energy efficiency, and we need to power together, by which I mean we need to make sure that the benefits of this change are owned by you in Copeland and they benefit the people in Copeland. And if I may, I'm going to share my screen. It says host disabled participant screen sharing. Okay.
Sorry, Phil, I'll just see what for you.
We got here. It would be lovely if you could tell me if you can see that on the screen yet.
Okay, you should be a co-host now, Phil.
Okay. Let's just see whether you can screen share. Here we go.
Yep, that looks like that's starting to come through, Phil.
Okay, Jenny, can you see the whole screen there?
We can see the whole screen. The only thing is that your sound has gone a little bit
Pete,
funny, but just keep going and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So I think it's really important that everyone in this room has a vision for a better place to live in Copeland. This is an opportunity, this whole debate that you're having about how to do it, it needs to start with that vision. So I've got those three things: powering up with renewable energy, powering down with energy efficiency, and powering together with activity. So what do I mean by renewable energy? Well, I'm sure Michael after this is going to talk about some of the bigger ones like wind and solar, but we know that we can put these on the roofs and in the homes of everybody. They're not all affordable, absolutely not. And we need to make sure that the transition is fair so that people who cannot afford to buy solar panels that create electricity or air source heat pumps that generate energy more efficiently in your homes, we need to make sure that they are affordable. And there's ways that we can do that. So that's absolutely important. So there's lots of renewable energy. It doesn't have to be just the huge wind turbines in the Irish Sea off Copeland, but we know that the price of these technologies is coming down. That's the graph showing from 2007 to 2022, the price of solar panels coming down. So they're getting cheaper. So we need to power up with renewable energy, and then we need to do as much as we can to insulate the 33,000 homes that there are in Copeland. And we need to insulate them in either internally or externally with external wall insulation. But we need to do that in a way that makes the homes warmer, that allows them to be heated cheaper. And that goes for windows and doors and draft stripping and lots of different ways that we can do that. But I also think that when we're building new homes, the policy in Copeland needs to be that those homes exceed the current standards of energy efficiency and renewable energy, and that they make them fit for the future. We know that since 2011, over 1 million homes in the UK now need that have been built since 2010-11, they need retrofitting, they need repairing because they were built substandard. We don't need to build those houses substandardly now. We need to build good homes, affordable homes that are affordable to heat and that don't cost the earth, literally. And there are some wonderful examples up and down the country of community ownership or of really high standards of building. Why doesn't Copeland have those high standards? It's what we've all got to aspire to. This is really important, I think. When you look across to the Irish Sea and you see all those wind turbines, which are fantastic and necessary to make the transition to zero carbon, they are vital. But all around the coast of the UK, we've got those wind turbines. Less than 1% of those turbines are owned by UK companies, organizations, or individuals. 99% of the money that is generated and goes overseas. It goes to Sweden, it goes to the stock markets in New York and London. It's madness that the people of Copeland aren't benefiting more. So one of the things I've been involved in, as I said, in Burneside, is actually owning that renewable energy. We've raised nearly £1 million of community money to put solar power onto the roof of a local business. The benefits of that solar power come back to the business, but the money that's generated comes back into the community. Not just the people that have invested, but the people who haven't invested, the people who can't afford to invest. And that money is going towards helping to insulate their homes. It's helping to in community transport. And of course, we know that there's local jobs involved in that as well. So community energy is really well established in the UK. There's over 420, in fact, 424 organizations that are owned by the community. So we know that there's a mechanism by which that renewable energy, that energy efficiency activity can be owned by the people. It can be installed with the people as well. It's not the only model, but I would suggest that if we've got 99% of that offshore wind being owned by multinationals that aren't UK, why aren't we doing something for ourselves? And it's really important. So in Germany, for example, 40%, in the UK, less than 1. We know in Sweden, a whole city of 200,000 people, all of their electricity and their heat comes from something that's owned by the municipality, by the city itself. It's not owned by companies, it's owned by the likes of Whitehaven or Maryport or the town itself. And what does it mean for jobs? We know that the government forecasts at the moment suggest that we've got 400,000 jobs involved in installing renewable energy, in making homes more carbon, and in supporting environmental jobs. We've got 410,000 now. By 2030, they estimate 2 million. What is Copeland going to do to make sure that it gets its fair share of those 2 million jobs? We know that in heat pump installations in people's homes to make energy more efficient in homes, that's going to increase from 9,000 to 15,000. And we know that in offshore wind, there's going to be a massive increase as well. So we know that these jobs are going to occur. What is Copeland going to do to make sure that you get your fair share of those? Because I can bet you, if you don't do anything in Copeland, they will be taken up by companies that establish in Manchester, in Liverpool, in Glasgow, in London. It's really important that the people of Copeland benefit from jobs, installing renewable energy, making your homes more affordable. And so I want to leave just with the slide of what is your vision for a better place to live in Copeland. I think it is about having warmer homes, about new homes that are affordable and affordable to buy, but not just affordable to buy, that they don't cost the planet by being high carbon, that they have low emissions or zero emissions, that the homes that are already there, the 33,000 homes, have a huge push for making them more energy efficient, and that actually you create your own communities that give you good, well-paid jobs, and that those well-paid jobs are jobs fit for the future. So have your vision, have your dreams, but we know from looking at the UK and abroad that that's not fantasy, that these things can happen and they do happen. And thank you very much. I look forward to trying to answer some of your questions.